The more nourished, nurtured, and resourced a woman becomes, the more it expands her ability to open and receive love, connection, support, safety, as she has created and cultivated this within her own body. Welcome to the Embodied Woman podcast with me, Rebecca Wilson. An embodied experiential space for you to drop deep into the wealth of wisdom within your being and activate a fuller, richer you. I am a feminine awakener, thought leader, embodied business doula, sacred business midwife, healer, and all-round medicine woman. I am here to guide women deeper into their essence and power, to activate their life force, awaken pleasure, and support them to live an embodied life. I will help you birth your visions, dreams, creations, desires, and sacred business into the world from an easeful, embodied, and rooted place within. My work supports women to become more available for life, love, relationship, connection, creation, pleasure, and wealth. I will activate you into self-leadership and self-mastery to truly live an embodied and awakened life. Welcome on the journey, my love. Hello, my love. Welcome back to the podcast. In today's episode, we're talking about something that is really near and dear to my heart and is something that I have traversed a very deep healing path in my own journey of reclaiming what it truly means to be an embodied woman. And this is a place of living in lack versus embodied fullness. When a woman is existing in depletion within her body on all different levels, undernourished, lacking resource, disconnected or disembodied, disassociated from herself, her feelings and emotions, she's in the energy of restriction, less, not enoughness, and therefore she is living and embodying the frequency of lack. This brings her to live in cell deep depletion, rooted in unworthiness, possibly in patterns of shrinking into less need, not really able to claim what it is that would serve her, meet her needs. I often see this pattern in my clients and also in the older version of myself, of being a chronic people pleaser, lacking boundaries, disconnected from my voice, unable to say no, not prioritizing rest, unable to choose nourishing thoughts, words, actions, and choices within my day-to-day life. And I see this so much with my clients too. Deeply conditioned to be serving to everything external from them. The overgiving woman who rarely gives and pours into herself. She nurtures everything else outside of her and forgets the nurturing within. She severs from her primal connection and her primal life force as a way to inhibit, suppress, and deny her radiance and light. She's unable to embody expansion and connect to the pleasures of life and the pleasure of life that courses and runs through her. She lacks resource. She lacks the ability and the capacity to experience life through a soft and open and receptive heart, and is deeply disconnected from curiosity and play. Here we meet a woman that experiences deep internal suppression in her body, her bones, her bloods, her organs, her DNA. These patterns of suppression, these actions, beliefs, and choices are often passed down through lineages and always are existing within the collective too. There's a woman that's unable to open to the flow of life, to soften and surrender because she does not feel safe or worthy enough to do so. She's blocked her receptivity is unable to receive from herself and others and therefore life. She has forgotten that being connected to her divine feminine flow and the fluid nature of her being is her birthright. There is a yearning and a calling within her body, a deep desire to return back to her nature. Here she is existing in lack, but there is a part of her that calls her to step forward on this pathway into embodied fullness. Many women that step into my world arrive to me sharing these stories of lack. The stories and narratives of lack that manifest in their lives, in their jobs, in their relationships, in friendships, within their own internal relationship with themselves. Stories and narratives that they have been carrying for many years. They may have even been carried through their family system, their lineage of women that walked before them. A learnt behavior of womanhood and what it means or meant within their system to be a woman. They arrive to me with stories and narratives of I'm not enough, an emptiness, an empty feeling inside, an insatiable hunger. Their needs could never be met and never be fulfilled. They're always looking for what isn't available to them or for them, never feeling satisfied, satiated, or fulfilled, even when life, their partners, their friends, their communities offer to meet the need they express, it still feels empty. There's still an emptiness and a void inside. They express to me a deep felt sense of a lack of connection to themselves, their bodies, their vitality and sexual energy, and how that often manifests in the experiences of lack in their external life too. Friends, partners, lovers, children, their businesses, and their creations. And what I share with them is this: when a woman's body is lacking nourishment, care, resource, connection, she is existing and living from a place of lack, a place of depletion, and a place of emptiness. It becomes very challenging for any woman to then open to the fullness of life and deeply receive when she is experiencing and seeing life and relationships through the lack lens, often unable to see or feel or experience all that life is bringing to her because her patterns and her beliefs and her stories and the internal environment of her body and system is tuned into the radio frequency of lack. Where am I not getting met? Where is there not enough for me? Where will I always be disappointed? Deeply bound to the narratives and stories of emptiness, not enoughness, unworthiness. Lack becomes the frequency in which she experiences and sees life through. Her system and her body are vibrating from this place. So it's no wonder that she is only ever experiencing and seeing life through that lens. Because inside, on an emotional, spiritual, physical, physiological, hormonal, nutritional level, she is depleted, undernourished, lacking resource. When clients and the women arrive to me with this narrative, we begin a beautiful and profound journey of re-nurturing the self on every single level. And the shifts that arrive for all of them are so beautiful to witness. When a woman begins to deeply take care of herself and nourish her body, to resource and refuel herself in the ways that she truly needs, not in the ways that she's told she should or has believed is the correct way. She prioritizes herself, rest, caring for her body and her inner world, connection to her emotions and feelings. She begins to ground, to reconnect to herself. She begins to find a solid and rooted place within because she is cultivating relational pathways with her body, her being, her emotion, and she's also cultivating safety. These new pathways that she creates inside of herself begin to invite her and guide her into a place of embodied fullness and embodied resource. And it's from this place that women are able to open and receive the fullness that life wishes and desires to pour onto them. The more nourished, nurtured, and resourced a woman becomes, the more it expands her ability to open and receive love, connection, support, safety, as she has created and cultivated this within her own body. As I walked this journey of deep cellular re-nourishment on every single level of being, it began to awaken these beautiful pathways of remembering. I recovered a deep nature of curiosity, openness, gentleness, and playfulness. And these once frozen pathways and rivers inside of my body began to dissolve and flow again. Women that walk this pathway become rooted in their resource because she is rooted in her body and life. There is a powerful remembering here. A nourished and resourced body feels safe. Often we play into the patterns, beliefs, and stories that undernourish us and deplete us to breed more unsafety. Often because the felt known, the familiar experience in the body and the nervous system, especially if we've interacted or experienced any pain or trauma or upset in our lives, which most of us have because we're human, the familiar place is unsafety. So unconsciously, we will do everything we can, make every choice we can to keep us in that place. Undernourishing and under-resourcing ourselves, not prioritizing self-care, taking care of ourselves, is rooted in an unconscious choice to breed more unsafety within. Because on some level, it feels known and familiar and therefore safe there. When we walk through this pathway, step through this gateway to really choose the responsibility of nourishing ourselves deeply, mind, body, soul, spirit, we are choosing to step through and release those old beliefs and patterns and begin to make new choices. And it can feel scary because it's not known or familiar. So it doesn't feel quote unquote safe there, but we must step through that discomfort of the unknown, carve and forge new pathways within ourselves to create new experiences within our lives. Because if nothing changes, the more nourished and resourced your body becomes, the more relaxed and open to life you will be. It allows the pathways of energy and life force for creative, playful, sensual, and sexual energy to flow without any grasp or tightness, without any force or control. It releases the frozen parts of our body and pulls us out of fawning and pleasing the external. We were able to unbind ourselves from deep contractions in the body and move out of dysregulated states. A nourished and resourced body is a fertile ground for the life force energy that is alive within every woman to come into full expression. And whatever it is that you desire to create with that is yours to create. Your life, your art, your business, children, creativity, creations, it's all there for you. So if this has spoken to you, my love, and you on some level know that it's time to deeply honor and care for yourself, I welcome you to join us into The Resourced Woman. This is a 3-week live online immersion, which begins on the 5th of December. And it's a journey that's guiding women from depletion to vitality in a circle with like-minded women who are walking their own path back into embodied fullness. All the details are linked in the show notes of this episode. I welcome you to join us, my love. This is a powerful and potent stand for yourself to truly honor and nourish yourself back into the fullness you are here to be. I'll see you on the journey, my love. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you loved this musing and sharing, I would love for you to share this episode far and wide. You can arrive into all of my offerings at rebecca-wilson.com. Links to dive deeper with me are in the episode notes. Remember, my love, you are here to be the fullest, most potent, powerful, embodied version of you. I am here to guide you into that. Hey love, I'm dropping in here to welcome you to join us in our online community membership, The Village. I created this space for women to gather, to return to themselves, to deepen the connection and the relationship with self, whilst held in a community of like-minded women walking the journey and the path of their own awakening.